Hello and welcome. Of course, you know where we are by now. We're back on the hill. There's Kate.
Yay!
So she's finally had a bit of time off work and we thought we'd come up here and put in trees. So it's taken us a little while to get up here because we had to pick up the bark. This is a bark here. So we're covering up this area because it gets really bad ivy. So we're trying to suppress that. Unfortunately, just digging out ivy, you'll be spending your entire life doing it and there'd still be stuff coming up.
This bit is going to be a bit of a path as well, isn't it?
I just wanted to say thank you to John and the other guys from the Barrel Man in Risca who gave us this chip for free. It's oak chipping soaked in whiskey, so absolutely stinks. I mean, you just get drunk smelling it, don't you?
Forever.
But it's pretty much rot proof, so it's doing the job. And then they said they had some compost. Now, the funny story behind it was before they ended up letting the buildings that their site is now on, there were people there that were growing a specific type of plant with healing properties.
A naughty plant.
A naughty plant.
At least in Britain.
They grassed themselves up and left all this soil, so it's in bags and it's just the most beautiful soil.
It's delicious.
It's made of sawdust, it's got some vermiculite in there, that's the white stuff, and some clay balls that you normally find in hydroponics, but it reduces the amount that you've got to water. Anyway, they gave us those for free. We got 4 bags of that for free, so thank you to John again and the rest of the team. Now we have planted the trees. So Kate's come up with this very handy idea of putting the names on the front of the steps that they're in. So this one here is the tree that I wrote a very short post about on our Facebook page, the Chinese wonder tree. It doesn't look like much, it looks like a Chinese wonder stick. There we are. Okay, so that's a Chinese wonder tree. Idesia polycarpa. So we reckon it will probably be semi-self-fertile. We might get a bit of fruit. If we don't, we'll just get another one and they can cross-pollinate. But it produces beautiful red fruits on these racemes, I don't know how you really pronounce it, racemes. So the fruit comes down a single stem and is like a bunched up.
A bit like a tomato, isn't it?
A bit like a tomato.
Yeah.
So just imagine a tomato as a tree. And these grow really fast, so that's fantastic. The reason we put this one up here, if we put it down further on the slope, it's going to shade everything because most of our sun comes from that side of the valley. Right, so if we put a tall tree at the bottom, it's going to shade the other trees and compete for light, and it's going to cause a problem. So taller trees at the top, and then onto Kate's beauties. So what are these, Kate?
These are the Japanese quince. We've got 2 of those, just so that they can pollinate each other.
And there are different types of quince, aren't there?
There are different types of quince. I might be after the Chinese quince very, very soon.
So the Chinese quince, guys, it's much smaller. It's more shrubby. It's got sort of peachy coloured leaves and it's very, very thorny. This one I think is a thornless variety. It looks like it's thornless.
Yeah. And the fruits on these, they'll look like apples. They won't be quite the size of an apple, maybe the size of a Fuji, but not, you know, just big enough. But we will be getting a large quince, like a proper one.
Where did you get them from? Because you got 2 for the price of 1.
Oh gosh, I found them on eBay and they were by Thompson and was it Morgan? Something like that. But they sell tons of seeds, tons of plants.
And they're doing offers
really good
on fruiting bushes and shrubs, guys. So if you're looking for something for cheap, she got both of those for the price of 1. So how much did you sort of roughly?
Just 20 odd quid.
About 20 quid for both of them.
Done. And they're really healthy.
Very healthy. Look all the budding
nice
on them.
Nice size as well.
And they were really well packaged. They even had a piece of coconut core skirt around the bottom, so we kept that. Underneath here, I don't want to dig it up, underneath here, so the base layer of here is cardboard, the actual box that they came in. There we go, some cardboard. That's been put all the way around on the inside. On top of that, we've then got that lovely compost that we just showed you, courtesy of the hemp farmers that used to reside in the building before the Barrel Man, bless them. And then we've got this lovely chip on top.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll see how these guys do. I think it's great that we got some of that compost because with all the clay in it, we don't have to water so much. So
luck was really playing on our side today.
Yeah.
Especially whilst we're strapped with time.
And do you want to explain why we have done this with the little steps?
Yes. So we designed these steps so that the water will come here onto the flat surface and slowly sink. If we put them straight onto a slope, you'd have a lot of rain runoff. It just wouldn't.
It would take all the moisture out, wouldn't it?
Yeah, the trees just wouldn't get enough.
Goodness.
Whereas here, it's a bit of a drainage trap. It'll slowly, seep back into
So
the soil.
rather than letting the surface runoff carry on down the hill and get lost into the stream and taking all the goodness with it, it forces it to go downwards and percolate.
Second
correct?
purpose is so that we can actually find them, we can see their names on them, and whilst we're brush cutting, we'll be able to kind of manoeuvre around them nice and safe,
Yeah.
and thus no damage to the plants. We'll know exactly where they are and who they are.
Excellent. Okay, so we did arrive here quite late. It was about 3ish when we got here. It's still very warm here. I mean, I'm bare-armed at the moment, which is lovely. So we're going to do a bit of moving some more of the tyres from up here so we can just start resurfacing the paths. Myrtle has discovered a vole up there that she's been trying to dig out for the last few days. No dig, Myrtle! She is so naughty. She is in such a naughty mood.
Naughty move.
Naughty moo, yeah.